Welcome to Structure or Business Structure and Funding webinar, Business Structure and Funding. And we were talking about or recapping the fact that over the last few weeks, we've been talking about how to set your business up the right way and get your business established. We talked about credibility. We talked about choice of entity, whether LLC or corporation. We talked about structuring your business. We talked about getting your business name, your address, EIN, Dun and Bradstreet number, opening a bank account, and other things that go into structuring your business, setting your business up the right way, doing a professional website and email, business telephone number in opposition to your cell number. And these are the type of things that present our business in such a way that lenders will look at us as being fundable, legitimate businesses, and we put ourselves in a position for maximum fundability when we do certain things to create a certain profile. So today I wanted to talk more on the business credit side. Once we've gotten our businesses established, where we're up and running, we've got clients, we've got customers, we've got the bank account, and we recommended that you do at least four, or consider at least four, at least one. But consider doing four. We talked about having accounts with small banks, local bank, having accounts with a credit union, having accounts with a regional bank. So you have small bank, credit union, regional banks, and we also talked about having a bank account, business bank account with a national bank. And those are Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, banks along those lines. So we want to set up our bank account. And once we have the business established, the structure together, now we can begin to apply for business credit. Now, business credit, of course, we're drawing a line between credit in your business name versus credit in your personal name. And there, what we're looking to do, similar to the liability issue, where we're setting up the business, structuring the business in such a way that any liability that the business has, it doesn't affect us personally. So if someone were to come into our business and have a slip and fall, and or anything that we could be civilly liable for, in a court of law, we don't want issues that arise because of our business dealings to affect us personally, to affect our families and our personal assets. So we want to draw that line. The same thing with business credit. We want to have business credit so that as we begin to purchase items for our business, build inventory, buy equipment, things of this nature for our business, we want our business to be able to stand on its own at some point in time. Initially, of course, we may have to use our personal assets, our personal funds, maybe some family and friends funds as well. But at some point in time, you want the business to be able to stand on its own 2 feet and begin to function as its own, I'm gonna say, person. We call it an entity, as its own person. So with that being said, once you have your EIN number, once you have the bank accounts established, now we're in a position to where we can begin to apply for business credit. And what I do, I teach building business credit on tiers, T-I-E-R-S, on tiers. And by that, I mean to say we're just building, because we want to get to a certain level, but we understand that we have to start on the first floor before we can ever get to the second floor, and it's better, you may have somebody who's able to fly up to the second floor, but more often than not, we have to start on the first floor before we get to the second floor, third floor, fourth floor. So with that being said, there are a few schools of thought on how to begin your business credit journey. What I normally teach is to do it beginning with net 30 vendors, basically vendors who are willing to extend credit to your business on a net 30 basis, BASIS, which basically means that they're willing to give you goods that you order, and you have 30 days after receiving the invoice to pay for those goods that you've received. That's what net 30 means. Basically, you have 30 days after you receive the item to pay. So now these companies and some of the more popular ones, Uline, Granger, Quill, Quill. You have Shirtsy and some others, Crown, Office Supply, just off the top of my head. But these net 30 vendors, you can purchase items from them. And initially, they may require that you establish yourself as a client that's going to pay. So you may have to pay for one or two items before they extend the credit. But at some point in time, these 5 or 6 that I just named will be willing to extend credit to you on a net 30 basis. And you don't have to spend a lot of money, $75 to $100, under $100. But you generally want to spend at least $75, no more than $100. You can spend as much as you want, but like I say, a minimum $75. That will incentivize them to report to the business credit reporting agencies. And we mentioned on last week or the week before, Dun & Bradstreet is actually a business credit reporting agency. They report business credit. They report the business score. They call it a Paydex score, Paydex, Paydex score. And your goal with the Paydex score is to have 80 or more, your score to be 80 or more. Now, there are 2 other business credit reporting agencies that I want to mention, and I may have mentioned on the last video or 2, but Experian does business credit reporting, and Equifax does business credit reporting. They have divisions or branches of their credit reporting agency. Now, we are familiar with these because they do personal credit reporting as well. Now, TransUnion doesn't do a business credit reporting, but Experian and Equifax do. Dun & Bradstreet, Paydex score, business credit reporting, the net 30 companies will report to the business credit reporting agencies, and this will begin to establish credit in your business name.